Coach, just give us an overall rundown of last season.
Akron as a head coach that it's just been through a couple of coaches and through a lot of losing. You know, 2-1-11 seasons when you come in and go through that the third. Last 5 and our last 3 in a row. Now you've kind of changed that culture. I don't know if we're a completely different team, but we're now a team level from top to bottom, and to get more competitive, you're going to see Akron move up and up. So pretty high as back as number 2 in our division. But we're ready for the challenge. We're ready for the expectation level, and I think the excitement of our athletes they have responded well.
And talk about a little more about, you just mentioned the preseason rankings, you got ranked very, very high.
Right.
And both the national and local reporters and all
Haven't done it yet. We've made the move. We're getting better, but we're still just middle of the road. In preparation for this upcoming season. So the recent polls, I think it's just an appreciation for the way they ended their season. And the expectation level that we see. And there's also that, some writers say, you know what, we've been picking that team every year. Let's pick another team and see how they do. So you get a lot of that. I don't want to go to my grave with the epitaph being, the National Preseason Coach of the Year. You don't win anything with all the
offense is Kyle Pohl, a quarterback of the Akron Zips. He's someone that basically a lot of people have said that this offense is going to run through him. He'll be a key player for this coming season. Kind of talk about Kyle Pohl's development overall and what his expectations are for this coming season.
Well, first of all, I don't care if you're in the junior high school or the NFL. If you don't have a veteran, experienced quarterback, you don't have a football team. You're not going to compete for a championship at any level without a winner at quarterback and somebody with a little experience. What Kyle brings into our program is the first year since I've been here with a returning starter. We've had inexperience, we've had new guys learning the offense and going through growing pains. So what I expect, because he has the ability, he has the throwing motion, he's got the skills. In Kyle Pohl's hands, just like any other quarterback, and so we're excited about where he is in his development. He's got 2 years left. He's worked very hard in the offseason, and we're expecting the leadership and poise that comes from being the quarterback at Akron.
Big key highlight reel worthy plays for the Akron defense, especially for the Michigan game. Kind of talk about where the defense is at right now, and what do you expect from the defense in specifically?
Well, defense really made all the strides last year. The first year that we tried to change the culture here, we went from losing every game big plays on offense. Defense, we just weren't quite there. Last year, we became a very good defense. We were able to keep people at bay. Offensively, I began to get comfortable punting the football and playing field position, not worrying about trying to score a million because I wasn't so concerned that the other team would score a million. So defense, I think, is what got us where we were. we're very willing to play offense to the defense. Our defense should be improved this year. If we're going to be a winning program again, a bowl team, it's going to begin on the defensive side of the ball. As much as a Bowden, and I'm known for offense, and that's what I want to do, and I want us to be exciting and throw the ball all over the field, we're going to win with great defensive play, and we're going to play offense that matches the style of our defense.
And now let's talk about the new additions to the roster, especially the big recruits from locally in Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary. Kind of talk about the new incoming freshmen to the team.
Well, we never good local players that have a chance to play and will play a lot for us, especially at St. V. We've got a couple of players from St. Vincent, St. Mary that can really play football, and so we're expecting, what you'd like is a guy to get into the roster, to make the traveling squad. We don't expect these guys to come out to be the leaders of our defense, especially at linebacker, where we have 3 returning starters at linebacker and a very good front 7. But we'd like to see some of these local guys, when they come in, are the guys that we began to build our future on. For the first time since I've been at Akron, during recruiting season, you saw recruits calling each other, say, hey, man, let's go to Akron. Something's happened at Akron. I'll go to Akron if you'll go to Akron. That kind of thing gets things rolling. A guy from one school wants to go because the guy from the other school goes, and now you become the with-it place to go. Sometimes the hardest place to recruit is your local high schools because they want to go away to school. We're too much of a city school. They want to go to a college country campus type of atmosphere. So sometimes the hardest place to recruit is close to home. But we're finding that change here in Akron because most of all, I don't care if you're at Auburn when I was there or you're at Akron, football players want to go where they can win, where they can go to bowl, and they can be a part of a successful program. And that's what we're starting to develop here at Akron.
And now, last season you went 4-4 in conference play, and now it seems like each year, or every single year that passes by, it grows more and more important to win in your conference.
Right.
And especially with the new format of the postseason right now, really looking towards favoring more of conference wins too, in addition to the big wins. Talk about how conference is going to be very important for this season, especially since every other team is also improving overall.
Well, our conference is very good right now. We're putting 6 or 7 teams in bowls or qualified for bowls. Now, you almost understated the MAC, the Mid-American Conference. The conference isn't one thing, it's everything. The Mid-American Conference is not likely to produce a national champion. When you're at a mid-major level, when you're at our conference, very difficult to say realistically that your goal is to win the national championship. So there is only one goal, that's to win your conference and to go to a major bowl. That is the goal. So winning the conference becomes everything. If you're at Alabama, that's only secondary to winning of the national championship because that's what you're expected to do and you have the ability to do with the strength of your schedule. So we have not won the conference but one time. In the 27 years that we've been Division I, we've had 21 losing seasons, and so we have not had that kind of success, but without a doubt, it will always be the same. As long as we're in the Mid-American Conference, the number one goal is going to be to win the Eastern Division and play for that conference championship.
And now last season you had a huge game against Michigan where you're just 1 yard away from pulling up the biggest upset of the season, arguably. And now you have Penn State and Pittsburgh coming up this season. Talk about how big those matchups will be for the program.
Well, you're always in the Mid-American Conference, and at least at Akron for sure, going to have 4 non-conference games where you buy one in. With their quarterback returning. So, the thing that you've got to understand at Akron is that your season will not be made or broken by your preseason schedule, by your pre-conference schedule. If you win your game that you buy in, you better win. If you get a chance to win 2, that's great, but not critical. What you got to do is get what you can and don't lose your confidence or get injuries getting into your conference play. Do we want to beat Penn State? Absolutely. Do we hope they're not ready for us? Do we want to somehow get Pittsburgh at Heinz Field? Yes. Or Marshall after their 10-win season? Absolutely. But again, we've got to go out there and try to win every game, but recognize that if this season is going to be what we want it to be, the key is going to be Tuesday night, October, November, because the last 4 games of the season will be played on national television on Tuesday nights at Akron University or on our field somewhere else. We have got to do well in those 4 Tuesday night games. The difference between a 5-7 season and a 7 or 8 win season will come on Tuesday night.
Okay, and finally, I asked Travis and Justin about the new Zips motto, TNT, today, not tomorrow. It's something huge that just came in the program, and it's already making impact in all of Akron, actually, very much. Kind of expand more upon the saying TNT, and what does it mean for the program?
Well, I mean, it goes back to when I first started as a head coach 31 years ago, and even my father, who was a head coach 20 years before that. Every year we have a slogan, we have a catchphrase that kind of pulls together all of our thoughts, all of our goals and ambitions. You know, the first year was believe. We've got to believe in ourselves. We've got to believe we're going to win. And last year it was commitment. Now that we believe, we've got to make a commitment to doing the things you got to do. And this year, as we came so close last, we said, you know what, TNT, not so much that it means dynamite or we need to be explosive, but we need to say today, not tomorrow. Let's don't put things off until tomorrow. Let's be urgent about winning. We want to win now. We want to be good now. We want to start becoming a champion today. So every day our players wake up. They wake up with that bracelet that says TNT, and it's to remind them that today, not tomorrow, I'm going to start preparing to be a champion.
Okay. And thank you so much, Terry Bowden, for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.